Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, citizens of all ages, welcome back to the Star Citizen 3.0 anniversary sale 2017, 2947, whatever fucking numbers you want to equate with it. And today we are focusing on Drake Interplanetary. I don't know why I just made it French. Deal with it. Um, so Drake ships. What can I say about Drake ships except for they're actually pretty dope. Um, they are industrial looking. They are very utilitarian esque. No frills, no bells, no whistles. It's just they do a thing and do it well, and that's it. You're not gonna find um, nice walls or wires that aren't just sticking out. um, so let's get right to it. Excuse me. With the Buccaneer. Again, I don't know why I'm doing these weird ass accents. All right. So, Buccaneer has been designed from the ground up to fly and fight the way you live. No leather interiors or hyper pillows here. The Buck is a scrapper designed to maneuver and fight above its weight class. The rough and tumble frontier fighter can be maintained in the worst of conditions in order to keep real, working space crews alive. So, the Buccaneer. I gotta say, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the ship. When it first came out, I was a little bit interested in it. Except then the Q&A came and I was like, it's light, it's weak, and then I kind of stepped away from it, and then it came out and people were like, Jesus, this thing is a glass cannon, and the second I heard that, all interest faded the fuck away. Then, a few months ago, I'm playing online, and somebody was singing the Bucks praises. So I was like, hey, and here it is attacking a hull, I think B. And I was like, hey man, would you mind letting me borrow it? I've never flew one. He was like, what? Yeah, absolutely. So he let me fly it, and I really liked the side opening door. It was kind of cool. And when you get inside and actually look at the interior, it's like it is very minimalistic, but at the same time, it like really works well. Let me get to the last. Oh, too far. And it's actually surprisingly decent. I got in it. I flew it around. I loved how fast it was. Now, keep in mind, this was 2.63. Just disclaimer, asterisk, all rights reserved, TM, copyright. Okay, so I flew it around. I really liked how fast it was, and the person had a really interesting loadout on it. He had two sucker punch size ones on the wing tips, two, what were they? I think there were two size 3 M5As on the middle wing, and then he had the two M 4As on the spinal turret. Now you don't see the spinal turret here, and weirdly you don't see it in the blueprints. It's actually on the rear. I'm sorry, on the bottom in the blueprints, but this is actually on the top of the ship. And instead of this singular, you actually get a choice. You get either two size 2s that go on the spinal mount, or you can pull that off and have a single size 4 there. Now again, this is 2.63. I haven't taken the Buck out in 3.0 yet, but it made this ship surprisingly devastating. I mean, you do all energy loadout like that with the sucker punch, M5As, static, forward facing, no gimbal, and an M6A up here. Woo, you're putting some hurt down range, and I really, really dig it. So I actually went out and got one shortly thereafter. So now here, yeah, it sticks up to it. So you got the two Badgers, size 2 gimbaled. Then you got the two 9 series ballistic cannons, which is weird. You got ballistic and laser energy. Then you got the loadout, two size 2 ballistic tarantulas. And then it comes with some rattlers, which I love. Now, again, this is the 3.0 loadout. I don't remember what it comes with in 2.63, but let's focus on 3.0 for the time being. Buccaneer, gonna run ya. I just saw it. 110 bucks. It's a little high, I think, for the price of. But I mean, well, actually, not really. That's kind of in the. That's actually about right. Definitely has more firepower than the Gladius Valiant, which is also 110 bucks from Aegis. So next up, the one that's a little controversial, the Drake Herald. The Drake Herald is a small, armored ship designed to safely get information from point A to point B, featuring a powerful central engine for high-speed transit and generating the power needed for effective data encryption and containment. Advanced encryption software and an armored computer core, the Herald is unique among personal spacecraft in that it is designed to be easily cleaned when in danger of capture. So, the Herald, as it used to be known as, the Info Runner ship. Now, what that means, kind of anybody's real guess. Actually, that looks like a picture from 3.0. It was asymmetrical during its first concept, and then it changed, and then it became this, and some people were pissed off because they're like, hey, we bought it when it was asymmetrical, now it's symmetrical, you're changing it, and it was this big hubbub. And I actually kind of like it because it makes sense why it had to become symmetrical. They had to make the room in the interior to make sense because there's this big panel in there. So this is the pilot seat, and again, look at utilitarian. No frills. Hell, there's not even walls really. I mean, there's a wall, but there's no paneling to like hide, the interiors and the other paneling underneath there. I really, really like that. I'm not gonna lie. I like the look, the feel. It's very minimalistic, but you get a lot from it. The way the lighting bounces off is just beautiful. You got a door, got some gun racks, you got some computer equipment. Oh, okay, that was weird. Got a server, and then this is the secondary area. Oh, you really can't see for shit right there. Hold on. It does come with a bed, and this is probably one of the fastest ships in the game currently, or at least it was. So this is looking from the pilot seat towards the rear of the ship. This right here where the bed is, it's kind of hard to see. That helps a lot. But this is the bed, and this chair here is facing a bunch of paneling, and then there's also a satellite button. So apparently this ship, so this is when it was asymmetric. See? They got this outcropping here. So the ship is an info runner, and basically that's going to deal with like encryption, information, encryption and information. Possibly something to do with comms, maybe jamming comms, boosting comms, encrypting comms, so that way others can't listen in on it. A lot of that is still up in the air, although the ship is flyable. And again, like I said, it is damn fast. 2.63, I want to say it was the fastest ship in a straight line. It didn't maneuver very well. It was a very weak hulled ship. Not many shots from a Gladius will take this ship down quite quickly. It has one size 3 slot and 2 size 1 slots, but this looks like 3.0. It possibly looks like it actually goes up to size 2, which is a welcome change. This thing definitely desperately needed size 2s. And it looks like these are size 1 missiles. That's not too terrible, but that's not great either. Herald will run you about 85 bucks. Yeah, 85, right on the money. Again, it's a fast ship. It's pretty in an ugly way, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's basically the Herald. Up next, everybody's favorite transport ship, which of decent size, Le Caterpillar. What is with me with the fucking French accents? It's not making any fucking sense. First introduced in 2871, Drake Interplanetary's Caterpillar has long proven to be a reliable, cost-effective, multi-role vessel, capable of being outfitted for everything from mercantile operations to combat support. Long hailed as a hard-fought alternative to the ubiquitous Hull series, the Caterpillar is a freighter that doesn't skimp on weaponry or customization. Pretty sure they changed the description, because at one point the Caterpillar was touted as, quote, the Freelancer's evil brother. Due to the Caterpillar, it was supposed to be relatively close in size to the Freelancer. Now imagine that. That is mind-blowing to me. Especially now that we have it, and it's just so much bigger. Like how is like the command pod is larger than a Freelancer? Well, about the size of a little smaller than a Freelancer. It's about the size of a Freelancer, give or take. Don't fucking analyze my shit. And I mean, just look at that. I mean, a couple of the modules alone are about the size of a Freelancer. In fact, those might actually be larger, to be honest. But anyway, now I have two Caterpillars. I have the base Caterpillar and the pirate Caterpillar. And I did that on purpose because the base Caterpillar is going to actually be for cargo and freight, while the pirate Caterpillar I'm going to turn into more of like a combat, rolled, mercenary, bounty hunter operation, or at least something along those lines. They haven't released the modules for it yet. The Caterpillar is a modular ship. That's both variants, the Caterpillar and Pirate Caterpillar. There's, I believe, 5 bays. 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically 5. Well, actually, I think there's more because there's the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's technically 6 if you count the living area in like this, not center, but basically center of the ship. I believe, if I recall, they did say that center-ish living center is also modular, so you can pull that out and put in something else there. Let me see. I want to see if I can find like a list of them, because there were a lot of modules, like a decent amount. Yeah, so where did it go? Just freaking, there we go. View image. I just want the image. All right, so I mean, look at not even being able to really read them, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and that's not counting all these other ones back here. I mean, just look at all that. Like they are looking to do all sorts of shit. And I mean, look at all the constellations over here. They're all connected. But that's a story for another day. So this thing is going to be seriously modular. Oh, here's a couple, I think. Fan-created ones. Gunny, missile bay, scan, vertical cargo, repair, transport, auxiliary. So those are all fan-made, but basically you get the idea. Zig did say that this was going to be modular and have a bunch of different, pods that you could pop in. Like, see, here's a medical one, so you'll be able to basically turn it into a very interesting ship, and I think it's decent, but there's a problem. The Caterpillar is weak as fuck. Now, currently, there are 4 size 1 weapons, M3As, mounted on the command module, aka the bridge where the pilot sits. But for some reason, you can't edit those weapons. So that's a bug. And once that's fixed, I'll be happy. But this thing is desperately in need of an escort if you're basically going to bring it anywhere. It's big, it's bulky. Obviously, it's not going to be maneuverable. It doesn't have agility. It's got those fuel tanks, though, I believe. And again, I mean, the amount of cargo this thing can carry is pretty insane. I bought, I think it was like 82 SCU of assorted cargo, so like diamonds and gold and aluminum and weird chemicals and other like crystals and shit. And I just barely filled one module. So that's like, I want to say like at least about 100 SCU per module. And there's like 5 or 6. This thing can hold a lot. Don't quote me on those numbers. I'm basically just giving an idea. But this thing is great for doing a good amount of cargo. But again, you need to hire someone to watch your 6. I believe it's $295 for a cat. Yep. Now, next one up is the Pirate Caterpillar. I'm going to kind of jump out of jump out of line a little bit because it makes sense to do these two together since they are in essence the exact same ship. The Pirate Caterpillar. Drake maintains that the Caterpillar, a sprawling, modular spacecraft which appears at least somewhat like its namesake, is for legitimate commerce and extended search and rescue missions, but this special livery seems to suggest otherwise. Now again, livery basically just means paint, or skin, the exterior of this ship. Now, really no pictures of it, but the Pirate Caterpillar has a different color scheme to the inside and outside. Instead of the actually here, let me just show you. Caterpillar. Let me see if they have a side by side. I hope they do. That's tiny as fuck. Basic. Okay, so here's the base Caterpillar. This is the regular Caterpillar. Okay, it says Covalex. And then Pirate Caterpillar. I hope this is the Pirate. It's basically darker. The interior, instead of the, I think it's yellow or green, it's like red. Let me see if we have it. Here we go. This is the Pirate Caterpillar. Okay, so instead of saying Covalex on it, you've got some tally marks, obviously alluding to kills you may have made. There's a skull and crossbone. Oh shit. There's a skull and crossbone on the wing with the tractor beam. The internal colors are darker and more. Well, it just looks better in my opinion. Has the exact same armaments. 2 size 4s, 2 size 4 wait, what did I say? 2 size 4? 2 yeah, let me rewind. It has 4 size 2 M3A laser weapons on the command module and 2 size 4 turrets. Yeah. Those size 4s have M6A lasers on them. One is a forward facing on the top, the other is rear facing on the bottom of the ship. Again, $295 will net you a Pirate Caterpillar. So if you wanted to get one of them, you could get, now is your time. I would actually kind of suggest the Pirate Caterpillar because the colors are a little cooler. I like it. But at the same time, you also have to run into, you have to worry about other people getting worried that they see you in a pirate ship, that they might just, they might try to KOS or shoot you on sight or something. So the Pirate Caterpillar, I think, is the one to go with, if any. Cutlass Black. Now, normally I wouldn't do the ships that are available year-round, but the Cutlass Black is an exception this year because it's actually been reworked, so it's new. Drake Interplanetary claims that the Cutlass Black is a low-cost, easy-to-maintain solution for local in-system militia units. The larger-than-average cargo hold, the Rio seat, and dedicated tractor mount are, the company literature insists, for facilitating search and rescue operations. Now, these are the old pictures of the Cutlass. I'm super duper surprised that they actually haven't updated these yet. Wow, look at that. The old MFDs. I'm not talking about motherfucking donkeys, because that would make 0 sense. Again, these are the old interiors. I guess there's not pictures, so let's just show you the real pictures of it now, because it's fucking gorgeous. In fact, here, let's do the comparison one. So this is the current or old Cutlass Black versus this one. It is now these pictures really don't even do it justice. This thing went from so this is a size 2. The new one is a size 3. It went up a whole size. Also introduced bay doors on the sides, both sides, as well as a much larger cargo ramp door and structure, so you can slip in much larger things now. Instead of just having 3 size 3s, this now has 4 size 3 hardpoints. And for $100, you kind of can't go wrong, especially since once 3.0 goes officially live, it's getting a price hike. No word as to exactly how much the price hike will be, but if you were eyeing if you were eyeing the Cutlass Black, now would probably be the time to get it before it goes up in price. Again, this thing is much more solid. It is gorgeous now, and I am pleasantly surprised. Well, I shouldn't even say that. I'm just happy. You know, I knew that it was coming, and it is a perfect rework. Like, my God. Speaking of Cutlass, let's move right along to the Cutlass Red. Cutlass Red converts the standard cargo hold to a well-equipped medical facility, including an auto dock. This starbound ambulance features the NAV E7 Echo transponder, a long-range scanner, and a secure plus docking collar, making it ideal for search and rescue. This model also features a unique red crossbones skin. Now, whether the crossbones portion is going to stay is kind of up for speculation, because this has basically been confirmed as being an ambulance. Why an ambulance would need skull and crossbones on it makes no fucking sense. You know, I can see it on the Cutlass Black, because that's like the pirate ship or something. But this is specifically a rescue ship. So if you wanted to do search and rescue, or so this is also speculation. But supposedly in the verse, once more systems come online, you may be able to actually use the Cutlass Red as a mobile spawn point and actually excuse me, and actually charge people respawn fees so they can respawn in your ship. Now, if that's the case, I could see this being a decent little moneymaker. On top of that, so here's the internal view. Again, this is the old Cutlass, but you got a couple of beds. There's an auto dock. I think this is the auto dock. Then you have actual beds back here for the crew to sleep on. Actually, I wonder if that's the auto. I don't think there's 2. I remember I bought one of these for a little while, but I was like, it's literally just sitting there not doing anything. I kind of don't care, and I got rid of it. And I'm trying to remember. I want to say I'm fairly certain this is the auto dock right here, because I know that there was just one, if memory serves correct, which I've got the memory of a goldfish, so don't take that as gospel. Cutlass Red, I can only assume, will have a very similar look and feel and armament of the Cutlass Black. Maybe not the armament. Oh, it does. No, 4 size 3s. Probably won't have a turret, though. For a search and rescue, it wouldn't make sense for it to have a turret. It would make sense if there was like a scanning suite, to try to pick up life forms, or maybe like a beacon jettison device, again, for maybe communications or alerting others. The Cutlass Red, 120. Now again, once the Cutlass Red rework comes out, which shouldn't be too much longer down the line, because they've already got the black out and they basically jumped right over to the red and the blue, from my understanding. This will also get a price hike. I see it probably going up at least 20 or 30 bucks. So that's the Cutlass Red. Moving right along, keeping with the Cutlass family, the Cutlass Blue. Sleek, mean, royal. The Cutlass Blue adds missiles, a more aggressive engine, a Durasteel holding cells, and Durasteel holding cells in the cargo bay to the standard model. The Cutlass Blue is the Outworld Militia standard ship of choice for patrols. Man, that description was like a weird jumble of words that didn't really make sense at first. So the Cutlass Blue um, basically is like the police ship. As you heard, it has the bounty hunter pods. So think of it like a bigger, better Avenger Stalker. Now again, these are all the old model pictures. So basically take, the Cutlass Black. Let me see. See if I can get some good pictures of the new Cutlass Black. That is not it, because it's got the side engine. Here we go. So this is the gray box one. So that's not the textured, but you can see. So this is the rear door. And yeah, so the Cutlass Blue, I have to imagine, is probably going to have a couple cells here, a couple cells here. Maybe something in the center as well. Again, this is all speculation. This is not coming from any, sources or anything. Again, it's going to have the 4 size 3s, the 2 size 3 weapons in the turret, which is pretty decent, and the utility item, which I believe also a tractor beam. Cutlass Blue is also, from my understanding, if I recall correctly, supposed to have better armor. As I said from the description, better engines. And it was supposed to have better weapons. Now, whether they will adhere to that is still to be determined. As I think the stats on this stats page are actually still stale. But that's okay. So from my understanding, this is actually going to be more of the scrappier, bred more for fighting ship, if I understand correctly. And this one will cost you $150, right? Yeah, $150. So if you want to be police, or be like the advocacy, be a bounty hunter, mercenary, maybe not so much mercenary. Well, yeah, no, mercenary. The Cutlass Blue might be for you. Didn't mean to rhyme there. Up next, the Dragonfly. Now, little caveat here. The Dragonfly Yellow Jacket, I believe, is special. It's the special edition. Yep. So they will more than likely not be selling the Yellow Jacket. But never fear, because they're basically the exact same vehicle. One's just black, and the other's just yellow. So this should encapsulate both models. The Drake Dragonfly is the perfect snub ship for anyone looking to live on the edge. With nothing separating the pilot from the dangers of space, the Dragonfly is as much an adventure as a ship. Dual mode conversion allows the Dragonfly to operate on the ground or in space, and a rear-facing second seat means you can even take a passenger. This black model is Drake's standard production version. So, right off the rip, something really interesting to note is that rear-facing passenger seat. Now, unlike the Nox and or the X1, the Dragonfly is not going to be as fast as the other two. However, this is going to be more like a Harley, like a chopper, more utility. With the Dragonfly, it's been confirmed that you will be able to swap out that back passenger seat for cargo. Or, if I'm not mistaken, I think you can have cargo on it as it is. But anyway, this vehicle can have cargo or a passenger. The X1 and the Nox can do neither. It only is you. Can't do cargo, can't have a passenger. So that in and of itself might actually make this worth your while if you want to bring like a friend with you. And as you can see from the picture, when you do have a passenger on there, they've got access to their weapons. So you get yourself your Dragonfly with the two M3As. Yep. The two M3As. All right. Now you can fight, and then you put your buddy on the back with a railgun, and he's got your 6 covered, my friend. That in and of itself could be quite the offensive roundup. I could foresee a couple of couple of Dragonflies with both seats taken up, doing some real damage in the verse. If you got friends, if you have a Cutlass Black, the Dragonfly will fit quite nicely in there. It's a tight fit for like the freelancer with the Dragonfly, as those arms here are kind of really wide. As you can see here, it is decently wide, but you can fit it in a freelancer. You get something like a Caterpillar or a Starfarer, and you can basically load those bitches up. And I believe it's only like 40. Fuck me, it's only $35 for a Dragonfly Black. That's a steal. I thought it was like 40 bucks. So right there, Dragonfly Black, if you want it, only $35. Get yourself a neat Harley-like space bike. It literally, because it's also black. And I think everybody should have at least one type of speeder bike. And that's the other thing. This kind of reminds me of like the speeder bikes on Endor. So that right there I like. That's the whole reason why I bought a couple of these myself. Plus, LTI token didn't hurt either. So yeah, basically that is it. That's all of Drake's lineup. Now I know that they are doing a vote for the next Drake ship. Let me see. See if it's up. Because I know they were saying something about it here. Oh, there's the buck. See, look, and there it is. That's the Apocalypse Arms Gatling. So right there, and that size 4 Gatling on there will tear shit up. Let's see. Cutlass, Dragonfly, Herald, Caterpillar. Pretty certain. I guess they're not talking about it. So do you see the Privateer? So possibly the Privateer is going to be the next Drake ship, maybe? To be honest, I'm not really up on what the vote is going to be about. If anybody does know, by all means, please let me know in the comments. I would like to know more. Other than that, I think that'll do it for this video. If you liked it, please leave a like. It definitely lets me know that you're enjoying the videos, and helps me to figure out what I'm gonna do next. If you have suggestions for a video, leave them down below in the comments as well. I always read the comments. YouTube has this thing where it doesn't like to tell me when people comment sometimes. So if you've put in a comment or a question and I haven't gotten back to you, please be patient. Just give me some time. I have to manually go back to every video, search through the comments. So that is a little bit time consuming. So thank you very much for watching. All you beautiful bastards out there, have yourselves a wonderful day. This has been Will. Peace.